Hey everyone. I'd never like to go too long without giving you a little dose of Ali Dawah as a treat, and this was recommended to me by Harry Flashman, so thank you for that. This video, he tries to defend Muslim men having 4 wives. Not only does he get everything wrong, his mask slips when it comes to his blatant anti-Semitism. So let's take a look.
It's not actually. No, it's not actually. No, it's not actually. There is more women than men. For example, it depends. So, what's your solution for that problem? So in America,
that's the solution.
I'm asking you a question. In America,
and that's really early in the video, but I had to stop there. He's claiming that in the world there's more women than men. Now, historically, that has been true for quite a lot of periods, but in the last few years, it seems to have flipped, and there's slightly more men than women now. So his argument is effectively destroyed already, but even when you look at countries which tend to have slightly more men than women, it is only slightly more. So there's no real reason for this whole, oh yeah, let's just have multiple wives because we've got such a shortage of men. It's an absolute nonsense. And the irony is that the countries that tend to have the most men over women are Muslim majority countries. I'm just going to quote here from the fact book of, it's a CIA World Fact Book from 2020. And it is, I'll put the Wikipedia link down below in the description, but that's the source of it. If we look at the top countries with more men than women, it is Qatar is just behind Vatican City, which is all male, but proper countries. Qatar is top of that list. Then United Arab Emirates, then Bahrain, then Kuwait, then Saudi Arabia, then Oman. In fact, most major Muslim countries actually have more men than women. So by Ali's argument, they are actually the least suitable to have the Islamic system are Muslim countries, which I just find hilarious.
Money, he can marry 4 wives. Do you see the corruption?
In America, there is no corruption. The corruption is Western men who go around and sleep around, have side chicks, mistresses and girlfriends.
I agree with you.
Look, we don't live in Disneyland. Look, there's Disneyland. I wish we can live and hold hands together and la.
Back in the day, this was a Christian nation.
Let me look. Christians
that stuff was illegal. Adultery was illegal.
No, you're not understanding. Adultery is illegal for us.
Yeah, but I'm saying it was.
But is it though? I mean, this is the thing. Yeah, technically it is. But when you partially institutionalize adultery by being able to marry multiple women, then have you really made it illegal, or just have you made it part of the system?
But you're not understanding my point. You're not listening to me. You're not listening. You're listening to reply. I'm telling you that the point is that. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So my point is the following. My point is very clearly and categorically that when it comes to Islam has a practical solution. You and many people live in. With all due respect,
4 women is not a practical solution, Ali. Come on.
Okay, now you have to tell me. You have to make me an argument why it's not, and I will prove.
Well, the argument is, in the first place, is that there is no actual problem there because the balance between men and women in the world is virtually 50-50. And even in most countries where there's a slight imbalance, it's not significant enough to need such a drastic so-called solution. So that kind of destroys your argument off the bat.
I've given you the argument. I've told you.
You haven't given me no argument. Let me make my argument. There is no 50% men and 50% women.
It's roughly.
You're talking about birth rates, the ratio of men and women being born. That's 50-50.
Yes.
I'm talking about who do more dangerous jobs, men or women?
Men.
Okay. Who sadly involved in violence, men or women?
Okay.
Huh?
Men. So what's this?
Men. You've come to. Even now, when it comes to degeneracy, homosexuality, a lot of men are becoming homosexuals.
Okay.
That's why in America you have millions of homosexual men.
Right, I'm just going to stop it there. I mean, you get millions of gay men and gay women across the world. It's not just in the West. I mean, I know these Dawah guys live under some delusion that Islam somehow means that homosexuality doesn't exist within Muslim countries. It's just absolute nonsense. They're just mostly very quiet about it because they don't want to be harassed or killed or imprisoned. But homosexuality is across the human population. Secondly, you get gay women as well as gay men, so it probably balances out. To do with the other points that he raised, I mean, he's talking about like as if, oh yeah, look, there's all these things that are going to like prune the male population in terms of like dying from dangerous jobs and stuff like that. That does not have a significant enough impact to affect the numbers, and we know that because we have the population stats, and it is roughly 50-50. So all of this is bollocks.
Okay, so what? When who goes to wars, men or women?
men.
Okay, good. So the death rate for these people are high.
Yeah.
Now, what is your solution, practical solution, for women when it comes to finding a partner? There are not enough men because they die, they're in dangerous jobs, and war, and many other elements. What?
It's a stupid question because that has not created that problem in the world. So the answer to that is the problem you're talking about does not exist.
Is your solution to procreate, if we came to that point, or even, not even talking about a man's nature, let's go with men who die. What is your solution for that?
Yeah. So
What does that even mean? What is your solution for men who die? I don't know. Have more fruit in your diet? What the fuck are we talking about here?
I think if a woman can't find a husband, she can't find a husband. That's it.
Oh, so she lives, she dies with cats.
No, she lives with her family or whatever.
Okay, so a woman, we say, Islam says no, a woman has a right for intimacy, for compassion, to be taken care of, to be looked after, because by her biology, she's weak.
She gets.
Even that is not actually true. I mean, nice little insult there, but by biology, she's weak. He's always got to throw stuff in there like that. But it's not true what you're saying. I mean, Islam doesn't guarantee a woman that right. You might say it guarantees a married woman that right, and I would still question that, but it doesn't guarantee you a marriage, which is supposed to be the point in the first place. It doesn't guarantee you a partnership unless you're going to say you are forced to marry this person.
Taken care of by her parents, by her family.
But she also wants love. Her parents will die. So, no, I'm sorry. Are you telling me the love of the parents is the same as the love of the spouse? Of course not. So, what's your solution for this woman who she has no one to marry?
So I told you the solution is she doesn't get married. That's the solution.
Exactly. I mean, it's a hard fact of life, but some people don't find their partner, which is sad. But Islam is not got an answer for that unless you're talking about forced marriages.
That's a punishment.
That's not a solution. Let me tell you, are you married?
No.
Do you have any women in your life?
No.
Okay. Do you enjoy it?
Not particularly.
Of course not. Not particularly. I don't think you enjoy it at all. Because last time I spoke to you, when you was a Muslim, you was talking to me about issues with women. You didn't have any women in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. And it's been years, and now you still don't have that.
Okay.
Are you in a good place?
I mean, it's not ideal, but
No, I do. You're not in a good place at all. I can see it from your eyes. You're not in a good place at all. You need, and I'm not saying this in a way to like belittle you. You need a woman in your life.
yeah, most people.
That's no.
Want,
Thank you.
Want
Good.
to get married. Yeah.
Well, of course, good. So what I'm saying is the following: if you had the choice, believe me, you'll have a couple of wives. Come on.
Yeah, okay, some men that might appeal to them and others it wouldn't. Having multiple partners might appeal to some women as well, but what's this got to do with the issue?
Headache. Having
No,
more than one
don't
wife.
try it, mate. Come on, you've been single for 2-3 years. You definitely want a couple of wives. Yeah. My point is the following: that woman who has no one to marry,
Yeah.
a solution Islam gives in that scenario is that she gets married to a man who's already married.
So do you get my point?
Whenever Ali Dawah is arguing this, basically he's arguing from the point of his own penis. He just thinks it's a great idea that he can have sex with multiple women and Islam can tell him that he can do that. If he really felt it was like this duty thing, let's see Ali Dawah marry the 65-year-old widow.
About women's monogamous nature. Women are jealous. Women don't want their man
Listen,
to have other wives. How do you deal with that?
deals with
Do you
practical
just say,
solutions.
"Oh, I don't care what women feel"?
Let me give you
Is
this,
that-
for
is that your
example.
answer?
So if Islam tells us that we have to go to war to defend our nation, yeah?
No, stick to the point, Ali. My point is, most women are jealous. How do you deal with female
Do you
jealousy?
think I'm talking about a pineapple right now?
Ali, you just giving me the reasons for the man.
Listen
Now
to
give
me.
me the reasons for the woman.
Hear me
How
out.
is the woman going to benefit?
Hear me out, it's a correlation. I'm not going off topic. If I talked about fruits or something, I would. If the time for war comes, and me, Zishan, and maybe you are told to go to war, can I come and say, but I don't like to die, I don't want to die? Can I
He always brings up this stupid disanalogous point about going to war. I mean, again, number one, you live in the UK and you ain't going to war. Number two, you probably refuse if there was something like conscription that came in. Number three, if you're talking about fighting for the Ummah, I don't see exactly you going off to Sudan or to Gaza or anywhere else where there's conflict in the Muslim world. So this is a really convenient duty that you constantly bring up because you know it's never going to affect you. So it's fucking hollow.
see that?
Ali, I'm not talking about war. What I just said to you.
You're not hearing me out. Do you want to die?
No, I don't.
Do you want to die?
No.
Are you sure about that?
100%.
Okay, I don't want to die.
Sounds like a threat.
Okay, good. Do I want to die? No. Do I want my arms blown off? No. Okay.
I mean, you need to go on jihad.
Good. Okay. So When a woman says, I don't want to share my man, and the man says, I don't want to go to war, there are two things. That one, at least you don't die in the process. This man dies in the process. You have no, Islam does not deal with, I feel like and I don't like. Islam deals with practicality.
It's amazing how many of those things that you don't like end up falling on women, isn't it? And this whole thing again about the war, basically his justification is, on the tiny off chance that I might have to go into combat, it means that all women now must have to suffer this because of that tiny possibility. And we know for someone like Ali Dawah, it's a zero possibility.
Listen to me carefully. If I go to war, I die. If a woman her husband gets married again, she doesn't die. She's hurt. So one kills you, one doesn't kill you. But both of them have no choice in the matter. Meaning, Islam deals with practical solutions. So if a woman...
But it's such bullshit, though, because it's like, he's saying as if, like, oh, this was the reason that the law was passed down, that women have to basically accept this sort of, these abusive terms in relationship because of potentially war. And it's not like women don't get killed in war either. It's not like women don't get captured and suffer severe abuse and torture and enslavement.
It's selfish. If you're talking about feminism and there's another woman who is single, if she has to share a husband, she has to share a husband. So what I'm saying is the following. We are told in Islam things that as men we don't like doing, but we have to do it. There are things in Islam that a woman doesn't like doing it, but she has to do it.
And 99% of the time that lands on a woman and not the man. And you wonder why women get pissed off by Islam.
Now, exactly. So what I'm saying is your argument is flawed because you're coming from the liberal paradigm, which is pleasure and pain. I don't care about that paradigm because I don't live by it. I'm saying to you, that's there as well. But what I'm saying is, if you look at the bigger picture, Islam deals with the communal rights as a whole. If you come and say, I want to drink alcohol, Islam says, no, you're not, because you drinking alcohol will harm you, and you might drive a car and crash into people and kill them. So you cannot drink alcohol. You can't come and say, but why are you doing that? I want to drink. You are not allowed. Islam deals with the communal rights. So.
Yeah, but it's stupid, though. I mean, you don't need Islam for that because you're not supposed to drink and drive. That's illegal in this country, so that makes no fucking sense.
You should focus on Zionism because Pornhub, OnlyFans, these degenerate things that lure men like you in, yes, single men who are looking to get married and they can't, whatever for that reason, and they go to these OnlyFans, etc. throwing money. No, not you. I never said you. I'm saying men like yourself who are single who can get lured in. I'm not saying you. I did not say you. Who get lured in. Who's the degeneracy coming from? Who are they owned by? Zionists. Right. They are corrupting your youngsters, your youth, and you're here coming and saying you Muslims, jihadis. My friends, Zionists are destroying your youth.
Right, I'm going to stop it there because several times now he has basically said Zionist, right? Now, what he's talking about is, they are promoting things like Pornhub and OnlyFans and other forms of what he calls degeneracy. When was that part of so-called Zionist ideology? When is that part of any politics to do with Zionism to be talking about anything to do with porn? It's not, because the mask has slipped here. And basically, I'm not saying that everybody who uses the term Zionism does this, but certainly for a lot in the Muslim community, and certainly for a lot, pretty much all of these Dawah guys, the word Zionism is synonymous with being Jewish. So he's not actually saying Zionist here in terms of meaning something to do with Israel. What he's actually saying is Jewish people. He's promoting this Jewish conspiracy that porn is being pushed upon non-Jewish people to destroy them, and all the pornographers are Jewish. And so the mask has slipped here. Certainly for these Dawah guys, whenever they're saying Zionism, it's just a coded word to say Jewish people. Because he knows if he came out with that sort of bullshit, he might actually be subject to hate speech laws and stuff like that. He's in the street basically promoting anti-Jewish conspiracy theories, and he just uses the word Zionism to try and cover it. So I think that's quite important, and it actually gets worse here.
They are corrupting your youth. LGBT, homosexuality, all this kind of stuff is being propagated by Zionists. Yes?
You hear that? Homosexuality is being propagated by Zionists. This is Ali Dawah saying this in the street. He's basically saying that Jewish people are creating gay people or promoting homosexuality to destroy society. Now, let's be honest. If there was some white supremacist fucking dickhead saying this stuff, they would probably get arrested for hate crime. And yet Ali Dawah is able to say this bullshit in the street and there's no consequences. So if there's any UK police watching this, maybe you should investigate him.
And I'm very careful with my words. So I'm saying it's
not careful enough, though, really, because as I say, the mask has slipped. You cannot say that's got anything to do with Israel. You can't say that's got anything to do with the war in Gaza. You're just using Zionism to be synonymous with being Jewish, and that's it.
I'm saying, as Muslims, we are not allowed to own pornography websites. It is haram.
Okay.
The Zionists are saying, I don't care, they're the Gentiles. I'm going to corrupt them.
So you're still doing it, corrupting the Gentiles. How is it? I mean, this is just blatantly anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. And the idea that, like, top of that, the idea that somehow Islam stops Muslims looking at porn or whatever, I think we all know the statistics on that. Countries like Pakistan has got some of the highest rate on looking at some of, quite frankly, some of the strangest porn that there is out there. So we know this is nonsense as well.
So who is a threat to the Western world? Goyim. Who's a threat to the Western world? Zionists or Muslims?
So what you're saying there is basically saying that Jews are a threat to the Western world. This is what you're saying in this video.
Zionist. And even Tommy Robinson even admitted, he said Muslims are doing more for against when it comes to trans and all that, you know, that kind of stuff, yeah? He himself is a far Joe Rogan said it as well. Muslims are the...
I doubt that either Tommy Robinson or Joe Rogan are peddling anti-Jewish conspiracy theories about spreading homosexuality and porn. I really don't think that's the case.
Forefront to protect your future generation, and you're here coming to our Dawah table with I don't know what intention and telling me about Islam. Islam is, well, they're damn right you should apologize to me. You're lucky you did that to me with patience, because I would have done something else. Yeah, with all
yeah, I'm really not sure what they're talking about here. Maybe they had some earlier altercation, but Ali uses a chance to throw in a physical threat against the guy, so that's interesting.
Respect, and that's if I was there. If you touched him, I would have done something else. Yeah. So with all due respect. So what I'm saying is, it's good that you apologize, but what I'm saying is, look, we're not your enemy. We're not a threat to you. Go and focus on those who are looking. See this casino place? Yeah. Go and look who owns this. Yeah. This is destroying houses, families.
They're giving people something they want. They're giving people gambling. They're giving people.
This is why your worldview is flawed. Do you know how many lives are destroyed? I watched a documentary of a man who spent £2 million in a matter of 9 years, who he robbed from people and took loans. And you know what was the end? He said, I was on the verge of throwing myself in front of the train. One phone call from my brother saved me. This destroys lives. And we're here talking against it, and you're telling me...
Who the hell doesn't want to drink alcohol and eat pork and have sex and do whatever?
Yes, the point is, this is what you're doing. I don't.
I don't want to pray 5 times a day and learn the Quran.
You don't pray. Don't pray, brother. Islam doesn't need you.
So what are you offering me? You're not offering
my friend, I'm offering you so much, but because if you genuinely, when you became a Muslim, I don't know if he was a Muslim for genuinely, if you followed Islam properly, my friend, if Islam, I don't know if he was, because he was all over the place. The following week you had the shoes.
I can prove it. And
I'm so sorry, my friend, just come in. Look, I'm not saying your shahada, you took the shahada, look, you took your shahada. But what I'm saying is the following week you spoke to Bob and he was like, yeah, I don't know, I'm a bit shaky. Anyways, it's fine.
So this must have happened at Speaker's Corner, I'm assuming then. So he spoke to you, didn't know anything about Islam, and then probably went over to Bob. I'm assuming he's talking about Bob the Speaker's Corner, the Christian apologist guy. He probably told you some harsh facts about Islam, and he was like, yeah, I don't really want to be involved with this.
What I'm saying is, Islam has a lot to offer you, but you don't have the patience. You know why? Because you live in a system which has told you, when I want a woman, I go to a prostitute. When I want to gamble, I go to the flipping casino. When I want alcohol, I go to the... So you have been programmed to, I want, I get. This is liberalism. The two gods of...
Things like alcohol, yes. If you want to partake in that, you can go and buy some. It's called personal freedom. That doesn't mean there aren't restrictions in terms of, yes, you can't drink and drive. That doesn't mean that there aren't consequences if you engage in some kind of criminal behavior while intoxicated. So it's not a free-for-all.
Pain and pleasure. So Islam says to you, no, my friend, when I came to Islam, for example, I was not allowed to have sex outside of marriage. I never drank alcohol anyways, gambling, all this kind of stuff. Was it easy? No, it was hard. But let me tell you something, my friend, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. It made me who I am today. It showed...
Yeah, who are you today, other than a disturbed individual who goes around Speaker's Corner telling young girls that child marriage is a good thing?
Me restraint, it showed me discipline, it showed me principles, and guess what? I am today.
So there you have it. I mean, that's the end of the video. There is a little bit more where they go off into some tangent about Gaza and stuff, but I'm not really interested in talking about that. So I just wanted to show you Ali Dawah just continuing the tradition of being absolutely terrible at making any kind of argument and just being wrong about everything all the time. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that little dose of Ali, and I will see you all in the next one.